WWE Backlash is this Saturday, and we are going to be doing a live stream for it, so we thought we'd come here and predict the entire card for WWE Backlash. So, starting with what is obviously going to be the best match of the night, Bad Bunny versus Damien Priest. Who have you got?
Bang into this. I'm going with Bad Bunny, because you can't not. It's WWE celebrity booking. They tend to look after the special guest, but this whole thing rules. Like, we're really excited, obviously, about the Puerto Rico crowd. The location is set to make this a really hot show anyway. But you've got somebody in Bad Bunny that was raised there. Sorry, that was born there, and Damien Priest that was raised there. So I think the audience is just going to be up for both guys. There's law, because, of course, they team together.
Yep.
And there's been aggro since, WrestleMania, when Bad Bunny intervened in the Judgment Day's business. So I'm going with Bad Bunny, but I think it's a big night for Damien Priest. He loses, but way upwards. Comes out of this as a Money in the Bank favourite, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I am with you on this one as well. I think you've got, like, obviously with it being a street fight, you've got the outside interference aspect of it, of the rest of the Judgment Day are going to be involved in somehow, like Rey Mysterio and the rest of the LWO maybe getting involved. I think it's going to end up being some ridiculous, ludicrous brawl, and there's going to be some kind of crazy spot that Bad Bunny does in it that is just going to absolutely wow us. But I think this is going to be really, really entertaining, and I think Bad Bunny's going to win. But I think, like, even maybe if the Judgment Day beat him down afterwards or something, it's going to be a big sort of home time pop thing for Bad Bunny in a big sort of really fun way, maybe to kick off the show.
Possibly.
Be a hell of an opener.
The LWO not being booked makes me think, as you say, there's going to be all of that action, and maybe more after the fact. Like, the LWO and Judgment Day have been wrestling on TV for weeks now. There's possibly a PLE match in it. There's maybe one more for Bad Bunny. WWE heading towards Saudi Arabia. That could be a big payday for him if he wants that. This might not even be it.
Yeah. Good stuff. Really enjoying it. Both with Bad Bunny. But next up, we have Omos versus Seth frickin' Rollins.
Look at it, Phil. Look at it. Look at it,
Seth
viewers.
Rollins should be like down here compared to it, but
because this is the extent of the build.
Yeah,
it's this graphic. I like that. AEW has been trying to normalise fixtures. Matches just happening because the wrestling company should book wrestling matches for years now. And look at it. I want to watch this. I don't know if we're getting a finish. I'm going to go with Seth Rollins, but I don't even know if they can get him down to one knee for the stomp, let alone two.
This is true.
So maybe they'll just go with Omos for the big physical moment. The draft seems to have pointed us in the direction of Seth Rollins possibly being the first World Heavyweight Champion, but Omos is a free agent, Phil.
That
means he can go wherever he wants. So then you think, well, what if Omos versus Roman Reigns is the big wild idea for Night of Champions? So I'm going to go with Seth Rollins, but I'm not so sure he pins him.
Yeah, I mean, the Night of Champions thing, I haven't even thought about that, to be fair. If they've just gone, well, put Omos in there, well, that'll be fine. That's a fine match for Roman to do it. And he's this free agent. Ooh, you may have twisted my arm. Maybe, no. They can't. They had Brock beat him. It's got to be Seth, hasn't it? Screw it. I'm going with Omos. Why not? Chaos.
Yeah.
Why not? Bring it on. I've changed my mind mid-video. Omos. Why the hell not? Bring it.
Have you seen the house show clips of Seth Rollins stood there, basking in the glory?
Yes, from the British tour.
Yeah, like the fans just singing and singing and singing. I reckon they're going to make that part of the TV production of Seth Rollins' character going forward.
Yeah.
This would be the place to debut that.
Yeah. Here we go. Next up, big men slapping man meat, or just slapping Austin Theory, probably more likely. US Championship, Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley versus Bronson Reed.
Don't know. Like, Austin Theory, I guess, they've traded the secondary titles. So Imperium and the always handsome Gunther have gone to Raw, while Theory's gone to SmackDown. To take the belt off Theory to give it to, I believe, two Raw guys in Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed now would leave SmackDown wanting a little bit. That's the most boring and rational reason I can give for a result for a match I just don't care about. It feels like a Vince McMahon banana skin win for the little guy against the two big monsters.
Yeah.
Never for him to be seen again while they have a rematch too.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's going to be the cheeky thing. Bobby Lashley spears Bronson Reed, and then Austin Theory comes in from behind with a surprise roll-up to win it. Something like that as a finish. But you can't do the whole Cena thing with Austin Theory, like you say, with the championships and moving over to SmackDown. Just to have him lose in this, but then you also, at the same time, like, really don't want Bobby Lashley to be going on a bit of a losing streak, and you really don't want to be having Bronson Reed lose big matches like this straight away.
it speaks to how ineffective that Cena thing was that I already forgot about that.
Yeah.
Like, I hadn't considered, he's just had this supposedly massive rub and nobody's talking about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely nobody.
So yeah, both of us going for Austin Theory.
I will say, because we're being a bit negative on this one,
There you go.
this card kicks ass.
It really does.
There needs to be a time for people to go to the toilet.
Everybody needs a piss break.
This is the one.
Next up, we have the big 6-man tag. It's Matt Riddle, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens going up against the Bloodline, obviously the Usos and Solo Sikoa.
Roman Reigns is the ghost at this particular feast, it would seem. He has been, obviously, he was drafted with Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman. The Usos were drafted separately, all to SmackDown, but separately nonetheless. Even Solo has shown his frustrations with the Usos after they lost their tag title rematch. I think the babyface is not even double, treble, quadruple down on the Bloodline at this point. I expect Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn and Matt Riddle to win, if only to pile more pressure on the Bloodline. And I expect Jimmy Uso to be the one to take the loss, because I think that's the biggest element of this. I could well see Roman Reigns insisting on a trial of Jimmy Uso after this. And you get Jay blocking the Samoan Spike just as he did for Sami, as the Usos cling on to their place in the Bloodline for dear life. This would be loads better if Cody Rhodes was undisputed WWE Universal Champion, which is not going to be the only time I'm going to say that.
He would, but we'll get to that.
We are where we are with that. Yeah, babyfaces win here.
Fair enough. I'm going to go the opposite direction, but for pretty much the exact same reasons.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the Bloodline, but the Usos are about to lose it. But Solo Sikoa is the one that gets in there and actually saves the day for them. Huge win for Solo Sikoa, proving himself as like this sort of top of the line in the Bloodline kind of thing, just below Roman Reigns, but definitely above the Usos. They've been teasing the stuff with Paul Heyman a lot, and with him sort of very pointedly suggesting that Solo Sikoa is the one that needs to get this done.
Usos swaggering into SmackDown. Oh, everything's fine now. This is cool.
Yeah, we won. But did you guys? You were about to lose until I came along. And Solo Sikoa gets the big win. I think Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens have obviously been winning a lot. They won at WrestleMania. They won on SmackDown the other day. And I think they don't necessarily need it. They'll still obviously have the tag team titles going forwards, and the 6-man is a way of kind of getting around that a little bit and getting the Bloodline one up on them. And I think, the Solo Sikoa angle is going to be played out that way.
I like that.
Over to the women now. Bianca Belair versus Io Sky, obviously the Raw Women's Champion currently, but moving over to SmackDown. Is this the last chance they can do something interesting with the belts before they just have to do a really awkward belt swap?
I thought yes, and then the draft made me think no. I thought Io Sky was primed for an upset here, you know. Damaged Qatar is clearly on its last legs, but I thought that was going to be the point of this title change. Io does it on her own, kind of proving to Dakota that neither of them really need Bayley, and that stable was going to implode. I think we could do with maybe something a little bit fresher in this title picture, but WWE are probably going to go with a belt swap for that. With no Roman Reigns every week on SmackDown, you need a star in that spot that can kind of lead it. Bianca Belair is that. They've not necessarily booked her that well as a TV character. She always delivers on these kind of stages.
Absolutely.
Always amazing in stadiums, but as a weekly character, it's never clicked yet. I feel like the move to SmackDown is for that, and I just think maybe it's like wrong place, wrong time for Io. More's the pity.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to be an absolutely great match. I kind of like that they didn't split up Damage Control in the draft, because that felt like the easy way out of that. So at least they're going to have to actually write something for it to crumble and move on from wherever it's going to be. But I don't see them taking the belt off Bianca Belair for this one, mostly because if they did it for this one, they'd have to do it for the next one as well. And the next match is Rhea Ripley versus Zelina Vega, and I may have just given away my pick there, but I don't see Zelina Vega winning this one.
I love this. I absolutely love this match. The latest in WWE's like genuinely impressive, localized geographical contenders thing. You had Drew right back at Clash at the Castle, Sami Zayn at Elimination Chamber. There's definitely more I'm forgetting, but this is one of the best. It's really hard, typically, to build a believable first challenger, because either you're burying the champion by having it lose at the first time of asking, or you're making the whole thing too predictable. Zelina is going to have the crowd eating out the palm of her hand. It's one of the first times she's ever going to be able to like work as a babyface, which is what her aerial style has always lent itself to, but she's almost always been a high-profile heel. I cannot wait for this, but ultimately it's going to be a heartbreaker for the Puerto Rico crowd, for the LWO.
Yeah.
But I just don't think this could have been played any better. The emotion in the building is going to be out the ass, but she's just not going to get it done. I'm with you. It's Rhea on this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Same way. I think they've got the Bad Bunny thing for the big hometown hero victory at the beginning or whenever that is, and then this is the one where it's like, oh, you can't have everything, guys.
Yeah.
But I think they've done a great job with Zelina. I think they could have had her look maybe a little bit more strong in her victories rather than just getting surprise roll-ups.
Yeah.
That's the issue that they have with a lot of things. But I think the backstage segments with the LWO and Ray massively putting her over, and her what felt like a really genuine reaction to those things in that kind of moment as well, I think has really, really helped in sort of bringing the sort of babyface energy out of Zelina Vega. So like you say, crowd's going to be absolutely great for it. I think it'll be a really good match. It's a big proving match for Zelina Vega. It's the biggest opportunity she's ever had sort of on main roster WWE. So that'll be interesting, but don't see her winning, unfortunately.
No, and that means belt swap.
And that means belt swap,
Yeah.
Joyce! Yeah. Anyway, on to the main event, probably, I guess. Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar.
What an awesome undisputed WWE Universal Championship match this is. What a perfect first opponent for the new champion, Cody Rhodes. What a great match that doesn't build on real-life anxieties about the future of Cody Rhodes and instead deals with the... What? Sorry, did I switched off 2 minutes before the end of WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think you might have missed something there, definitely.
Oh, so this isn't for the belt?
No.
Oh, so instead we get to all feeling...
Roman won, and then it was really sad, and everyone was a bit annoyed.
Oh, great. Yeah. So instead of just enjoying the story, which should be finished, I get to feel stressed about this being the further collapse of the Cody Rhodes mega push.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's definitely how I want to feel watching shows. Because it was so strange, because between July last year and April, that almost never happened.
Almost never.
That was so weird that we're 1 month in. Aye, Cody wins, right? Because if he doesn't, what the hell are we doing here, right? There's the undisputed title, the World Heavyweight title tournament thing is coming up. Cody hasn't mentioned that on air yet.
Yeah.
And I think he's probably going to have to at some point. But at least let him do that off the back of a win over Brock Lesnar. Even if they rematch this for the tournament or they fancy another go of it in Saudi, I just don't want to watch this supposed adversity that, by the way, he didn't need to face, be built higher and higher and higher for a SummerSlam rematch just so Adam Wilborn can tweet, "See?" and make it seem like this was the plan all along. I don't buy it. I never will. It wasn't good for business. But this should be a ripper, nonetheless.
Yeah.
But I will be on strings for the Cody win. I feel stressed rather than excited for this one.
Yeah, I am super worried that WWE is just going to go full WWE and go with Brock Lesnar for this one, but this feels like they have to at least do a make good for WrestleMania. So I'm going to go with my heart. I'm going to go with Cody, not my head that says Brock.
We still have adrenaline in our souls, but not much.
However, I will say, regardless of all the build to it and everything like that, this match I'm very, very much excited for. Yeah. Cody on full drama mode going up against the sort of king of drama in matches in kind of Brock Lesnar, and that moment when it's just looking all over for Cody and then the fiery babyface comeback and then Brock Lesnar gets his selling boots on is going to be absolutely incredible.
I was wondering if Brock might be sporting a shiner from Raw, but he strikes me one of those people whose skin regenerates so quickly that he'll, as we record this, it's already healed some 48 hours later or something like that. But yeah, the brawls or the near brawls have kind of felt some of the hottest things on the show, so that replicated over 15-20 minutes in a hot building bodes well, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So worried about it, but we shall see. Let us know down in the comments below who you have for all of these matches, including this one. Danger WWE. We will be doing a live stream on Saturday, so come join us. We'll be starting with the kickoff most likely. So come and watch some wrestling with us. But most importantly, what else? How do you end a video? You can follow us on Twitter. That's what we can do.
Do that.
At Phil My Chambers. Who's this guy?
At Michael Hamflet. I hopefully won't sound like this for 3 consecutive hours on a Saturday. So if this is like an hour-old nightmare, just ignore it and tune in all the same.
Yeah, we'll see. Subscribe to the channel.
In Super Chats to leave comments abusing me for this voice. That's fine too.
Force him to read out things in Super Chats with his terrible voice.
Do that, yeah.
And have yourselves a bloody good day.